tell me to, you know, see, I like it like this. Ugh. You deal with such stupid machines, it can get you upset. Like, I wanted to actually do it letterbox. I'm digging that. I don't like this live up and down. But anyway, that's not important right now. What is important, it's on my shirt. Oh, laser pointer. Yeah, it's one of those days already. So, hey, I'm Louis Porter Jr., and you're watching Transparency Agenda, and I'm up really early doing this because I don't have to eat today. As in, I'm not eating lunch today. What's going on here? They're working on my street as I walk down, so I might have to change sides. Not in the plan, but that's what happens. Oh look, traffic. I'll get to run out in traffic. This will be fun. I've always wanted to play Human Frogger. And since it's South Florida, they will hit you and they don't think about it. It's not like New York City bad, but it's bad enough. Ugh, here comes a car. Ugh. See, I'm not even running. I'm just gingerly walking across the street. All right, now I'm back on the sidewalk. Back to some knowledge. So let's talk about the comic book industry and all kinds of weird things that go on there. So I got a post this morning about Facebook, and they're discussing once again who's to blame for the whole diversity fiasco that Marvel and the retailers, and I was saying, yeah, I'll just say Marvel, since Marvel's really the ones we're talking about, that they all built and did. So let me just say this real quick. The fiasco in itself was created by some piss poor planning and some probably horrible marketing execution. This is something I learned a long time ago, that the biggest problem in the industry of comics, and also this pertains to gaming too, is the marketing is really just a messed up machine. It's just a piece of garbage that has not worked out well for either of them. But worse in comics than actual games, comics have let the marketing lead the stories. And the problem is when you get sold to a big corporation, even like Disney, they want to see certain kind of numbers. And Marvel, oh, watch it, might be live wire. Marvel has been like, hey, look at all this cool stuff we make. Look at these cool IPs we make. Do you like our IPs? They make you lots of money. You should get some of these IPs. And so Disney was probably like, yeah, we like these IPs. Let's get some of that IP money. And that's what happened. See, that's what always happens in these situations. All these guys do this stuff, and it just gets to a point of, this is about money. This is about so-and-so making money. This is about somebody else making money. And they don't care. They don't care. Their main focus is just getting the money. Stories be damned. Quality of stories be damned. And the function of everything else be damned. So, here's where we are. Now, flash forward to this whole massive diversity push. Now, I want to break this to a couple of you who haven't figured this out. I'm black. I've been black a long time. I'm very familiar with my blackness. I went to a historically black college/university, Morgan State, Golden Bears, Baltimore, Maryland. You know, I don't mess around. So it's funny to me to hear about this whole initiative to diversity. See, when I've been reading comic books, I mean, I can say truthfully, and buying and purchasing comic books, I've been buying them since I was about, honestly, 11, 12. Because you gotta remember, when I say 11, 12, people are thinking somewhere in the 90s. I'm like, no, I'm much older than that. Say 11, 12, I was 11, 12 in 1980, 1981, 82, really. So you figure out how old I am. So I know what comic books were like back then. I know how many comic stores existed because I was fascinated and fell in love with comic books back then and have been involved with them for the last 30 plus years. So when people talk about comic books and diversity and stuff like that, well, I don't mind adding diverse characters. I just want you to write good characters, okay? If your character's good, that's all that should matter. There have been a lot of just garbage characters made. Just a lot of garbage characters. And characters really stopped being made in the 90s when the corporations and companies said, oh, we're not going to pay you guys a percentage of what you create. which I think is the dumbest thing ever. I'm like, why in the world would you think they'd create new characters for you if you don't want to give them a percentage of it? We talked about this yesterday. I don't think we're going to give you a percentage of it because you haven't earned it. Doesn't make sense to me. I mean, okay, look. If someone helps me make $1 million, wouldn't it be smart for you to give them 10% of it at least? I mean, they made you $1 million. Here's 10%. I wonder what other cool ideas they may come up with. You know? And this is kind of what happens to cause Image's initial creation and growth. So a lot of people just, I mean, they just don't think about it. They really don't think about it. They assume that, oh, it's all good, no problem, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't matter. We'll do whatever we want. Well, that's how Image was formed. Marvel lost its greatest artist at that point. I mean, well, the industry really lost them. They all went independent. And, while it all didn't work out for everybody, and some did okay. I mean, maybe I'll tag some of the videos that Sci-Fi did about Image Comics, which is actually quite interesting. If you're a comic book fan, you want to watch something cool, Sci-Fi did a whole series on Image, talking to the original creators, what happened, what went on, and some other stuff behind the scenes that I didn't even know went on, and I knew a lot of it because I was actually in the industry working at that time. So, I mean, just interesting stuff, if you're into that stuff. So, you got this whole stuff going on. The problem is that these industries try so hard to try to be diverse to get the money for the people. They don't really care about the diversity. They want to get the money from it. And they promote it in the worst possible way. Look, here's an idea that might have worked a little bit better for them. I'll just talk about one of the basic ones. To have the Falcon replace Captain America as Captain America. I get it. I know what you're trying. I get it. I understand it. The problem is the Falcon already has an established costume history connection to the guy in charge. Now, the way they did it so quickly, I was like, nah. And, I guess it's a good way to do it. Like, yes, there's a black man in the Captain America costume. That's great, I guess. See how I'm not excited about it? That's the problem. See, Ultimates kind of got it right. They killed off Peter Parker. It was a horrible thing that happened. And now we made this new kid, Miles Morales. Thanks, Truck. So we had to take some time to get to learn Miles and understand what Miles is about and get his history and get his point of view. And that's what we did. And then we became to love Miles. That's all you have to do. Spend some time developing the character. Don't just swap out a character but you think it's a name that can be used. Thor's a prime example. Making it Jane. I can't think of Jane's last name now. Making it Jane as Thor was a cool idea. But once again, Thor's his name, not his rank, his title, or some other stuff. That's his actual name. So that to me was one of those. That was one of those bad ideas that came about in the dumbest sort of ways. Like, okay, we want a female Thor. I get it. How you did it was dumb. Jane Foster. Woo. See? Just took a minute. Jane Foster's a cool character. Been involved with Thor from day one. Cool idea. Cool twist. Why would I call her Thor? And then once again, it's like we know the real Thor, and see how I even said it? The real Thor would be back. So that's the situation. That's the problem they fall into. And Marvel, we're doing the female Iron Man. Oh, we're going to call her Ironheart. Now it's going to be Dr. Doom. It's just like, they're not thinking. They're not thinking of how do we approach this from a logical, smart, long-term process with a character, so you don't, because basically you're building hostility. Okay. Them changing Sam Wilson for Cap did not upset me. I'm a Captain America fan. I know who the Falcon is. I understand their relationship. It makes sense in the comic. But there are people who are fans of Cap who won't accept Sam as being Captain America because, well, he's not Captain America. Captain America's Captain America. I get that too. I always said that the smartest idea that Marvel could have done, and it could have been brilliant. I mean, it is kind of simple, but it could have been, and now so it's even crazier. So before Marvel did the last big reboot with Secret War and all that, they introduced the kid from the world that Steve Rogers was trapped on with Baron Zemo. I can't think of it. Dimension Z. His son Ian had become like Nomad. The kid was running around. They basically referred to himself as Nomad, which I thought, well, that's a great connection because Cap was Nomad for a while, and a lot of guys have been Nomad. It kind of fits. So you could have had a situation with this kind of team up, and this is why I would have done the book, and it might have been even cooler. So you've got Captain America, the Winter Soldier, the Falcon, Nomad, and you've got the new kid as the Falcon who's running when Sam becomes Cap. Well, I would have split it like this. I would have kept Captain America by himself, or Captain America and Nomad. That would have been the team. That would have been an awesome team. Or if it's going to be really, really crazy, Nomad, Winter Soldier. That would have been very interesting. You know, because they're both kind of like the same type of guy, but in different points of their life. You know, so that I think could have been really well done. I think Ian being the tough and rumble guy to Winter Soldier might have been like an interesting play. That might have been like awesome. So that could have gone a lot of different ways. And that never, and because of just dumb writing, they just canceled that for no apparent reason. But I digress. If you want to make it really interesting, turn the classic Falcon, Sam, and have him run with Nomad. I thought that could have been an awesome team. That would have been an awesome, awesome, awesome team. Even the short little thing they did that, I think Rick Remender wrote that, and God, I just saw the artist in my head, Canadian. I can't think of his name now. They wrote and drew a great story. It was Baron Zemo, there was Crossbones in it. It was great. It's like, this is what I wanted. This is what I really wanted from that. Falcon and Nomad running together is like Cap and Bucky. That could have been awesome. And keep Cap and Winter Soldier in their book. And maybe the new Falcon would put them on there. There's stuff they could have done. They could have moved stuff around very easily and made new characters that people were interested in. You know, Marvel isn't a bad company. It's just the level of, I'm going to use the word incompetence, but that's not the right word. But the level of incompetence is amazing about how dumb they are, about handling basically dumb things they can handle easy. You know, it's like, okay, here's a great example. Wonder Woman is probably the best, most well-known female superhero on the planet, bar none. I think everyone agrees to that. I think everyone says yes, yes. But her book doesn't sell well. It sells well in spurts, like when George Perez took it over in the 80s. Sold well for a little bit. At the end of her series, when it was going to issues 100, when Mike Deodato started doing the art, got a little bump there. That's when I remember I was reading it. I was like, okay. But it's never been like a top tier seller. Why? Wonder Woman is everything every girl wants to be. She's empowering, she's strong, she does as much as the boys do. Why isn't she selling at the same level? Because the fans that say they love her don't buy her book. Hey, let's be blunt about it. They say, oh, I love Wonder Woman. How many have you bought? Oh, I don't buy any. You know, if I love something and I don't support it, I'm not supporting it. I love this music. Do you buy any? No, I don't. Do you turn other people onto the book? Maybe. No, I don't do that. I just tell you how much I love her. See, there's that massive disconnect. People want to be involved. They want to love this stuff. But when it comes to actual, hey, you know, you got to actually support it and put it out. Well, I don't know if I'm going to do that. Well, I don't know if that's something I want to do. And this is where we are. We've got simple books that can be easily put together, and they can't get their stuff together. I mean, how complicated could it be? You know, write good stories, tell good stuff, get people excited. The end. But they can't even get that right. So, you know, the whole diversity thing, like I said, I knew it was going to be a mistake when I first saw it. I knew it wasn't legitimate. And even worse, when you do something like that to people who are fans, like I'm a fan of Tony Stark, I always have been. I collected Tony Stark, was like one of the first books I really hardcore was into, because it's the tech. Love the tech. Always love the tech in Iron Man when they used to actually do real cool tech. But, you know, when they said, oh, we're going to place this new girl, you know, anything about her, she's new, she's going to be the new Iron Man, she found a, and it was like, it felt so rushed. Nothing organic came out of that. I mean, okay. Another truck. Another amazing organic growth that came out of Iron Man. Jim Rhodes. Jim Rhodes appeared issue, what, 120 something? And he didn't become Iron Man until like 170. So 4 years later, after his introduction, he got to be put in the armor. And we all love the character Jim Rhodes. Oh, Jim Rhodes? And then he became War Machine. You know, there was a reason why, you know, he became Iron Man. That thing disappeared. Of course, it happened. Tony's an alcoholic. It happened again. They moved past that part. Boom. And now Jim Rhodes got his own armor. And Jim Rhodes got his own, which I thought could have been done better, but whatever. Jim had his own armor, his own point of view, what made him different than Tony. And that's kind of cool. I don't know, it just amazes me sometimes that some basic, simple things are overseen, overdone by Marvel that just are like dumb ideas. Like, why would you even do that? That's just stupid. Why would you do XYZ? That's just foolish. But they don't think. Marvel's marketing department does not think very well. They don't listen to the writers or the storytellers. You got a bunch of marketing people telling creative people, you must write like this because we need to make this kind of money, without thinking about the people involved buying the product. Because once again, they don't buy the product anymore. Marvel just sells intellectual properties. And I mean, when I say Marvel, I mean DC also. Don't kid yourselves. But at the same time, comic books are not sold to children. How can comics not be sold to children? You know, there are no inexpensive, cheap comic books for kids to pick up. I've rallied against that for years and decades and whatever. And once again, that's something that has to be dealt with. You don't deal with that, you're going to have a generation of kids who are not going to be like knowing who Superman is, because there's other different mediums out there that can basically interplay and interact quicker than these guys are trying to. I mean, look, let's be honest. They're about to celebrate Action Comics' 1,000th issue. The only reason they're doing it is they want to go back and try to get some excitement. But if you know anything about Action, they stopped counting Action and went back, changed the number, restarted a bunch of it. So it's not even really like 1,000. It's like, we're doing 1,000 because we know there's a marketing strategy to this. That's it. There's never going to be another book of 1,000 of anything. Hell, there probably won't be a book of 100 or something. Getting to 100 issues, hell, you get to 120 issues, that's 10 years if you do one a month. Most books don't last that long. I don't think books can last that long. Oh, there's my dog again. Let's see him wait to bark at me this time. So, I don't know what in the world happens. What'd I tell you? I see you. So I don't get it. I've never understood I won't even call it animosity, just the ignorance and arrogance of them. But you know, hey man, if I had a big corporation that was sold for $4 billion, I might be a little arrogant. And you know, it's like, hey man, Disney has a lot of money and a lot of power, a lot of influence, and you know, that's what they're good at. They're good at doing that kind of stuff. And if you're gonna go head to head against Disney, you're probably gonna lose. I don't know. I just think the comic book industry as a whole needs to start over and need to find a way to get retailers back on their side. Because I mean, the retailers are basically held hostage by Marvel and DC and Diamond. Oh yeah, if you don't know who Diamond is, Diamond Distributors is the world's largest distributor of comics. They control, well, they're exclusive partners of Marvel and DC. So if you want to order Marvel or DC comics, which is probably about 80% of what you sell, you can only get it from one place. And if you piss them off, you're not getting them. You can get independent guys from other small guys, but to get the two elephants in the room, you have to deal with them. And think about that for a second. You've got one distributor who controls 80% of the market by their pure gumption. I'm gonna call it gumption. But they sign those deals, and you know, I know DC's like, yeah, we signed a deal with them. We're doing great. We don't have to worry about anything. And it's true, because let's be honest, Diamond makes them a lot of money. And if I was a Diamond guy, I'd be like, yeah, Diamond is great. But Diamond controls such a large piece of the market, they don't have a reason to try to change or innovate or do any of that stuff, because they control the market. This happens also in gaming. I believe, and I've said this before, one bookshelf controls, I'm guessing, like 85% of the online sales of digital products. You know, I think you need to have some other people out there and some other major players. I don't mean like somebody gets like 3%, another guy getting 2%. I mean somebody's doing at least 25%, 30%. Because in that kind of situation, it forces the leader and the other guys to catch up. I mean, let's think about it. If RPG Now was at 50% and there was another guy at 30, and then maybe another guy at like 10, there would be some changes. Because, you know, hey, and once again, how big is the market? Let's just say for shits and giggles, $100 million. Let's just say for easy math. So you got RPG Now making, you got 50 million. They know there's another 50 million out there they'd like to get. You get the guys at the 30% thinking, hey, I got a good third, I'm doing okay. But what if I can get to 40%? You know, what if I could grab a little more market share from them? How much could that help me out? And that put them like at a more even keel. And then you probably would see people signing exclusive contracts. I don't believe in exclusive contracts anymore. I got burned in one, so I'll never do one again. I mean, there's no need for me to go exclusive with anybody. I think it's better to spread it out a lot of different places. And, you know, sometimes you do this guy's thing. Sometimes you do the other guy's thing. It all depends. All depends on what you're looking for, what you need to get out of it. But a lot of people sign these exclusive deals thinking, yeah, I'm going to save myself 5%. Look, the exclusive deal is not worth it at 5% to me. That's just me. You know, if you look, Paizo has 25, they take as a percentage. RPG Now, one bookshelf, takes 35. You know, do I sell more on Paizo? Of course not. I've got a larger footprint. But at the same time, I do sell on Paizo, and I do make that extra percentage, which doesn't hurt. But at the same time, Paizo doesn't have the same kind of tools that can get to RPG Now. You know, like RPG Now, one of the things I think that most people, especially most of the small companies, don't do, and I think would be brilliant if they did, find a way to get the mailing list thing together. I mean, being able to mail to your customers in bulk like that, it's huge. It's huge. It's huge. That's one reason I put free product on RPG Now. I know people are going to go to it, they're going to check it out, and they can buy more products there, not just mine. That's where the real money is. I mean, if you're a Paizo fan, you might go to Paizo, or you might go to D20P FSRD, or you might go to One Bookshelf. So you have other options. But for anything else, most people are like focused on that one place they're doing, the one place they're just doing the stuff. So, what can I say to that? I don't know. Just a crazy, crazy day. What can I say? I just wish some things were different. They don't ever change. Same stuff. Year after year, and people complaining about the same stuff. Year after year. It's crazy. I don't know. Ooh, I'm almost done with my walk, so okay, so today's Thursday. I may or may not do a front show on Friday. Today has been a crazy day at work. I had to run out real quick to do something, run back. We got some new stuff in. I'm doing a bunch of designs today, so I'm kind of tired already. And I still have 4 more hours of work to do, so that's always a crazy day. But all I can say is I just hope that people think of different ways to expand the business that we're in. And we're going to have to. Because, I mean, the numbers are getting tighter and tighter. And the competition's getting crazier and crazier. So let's hope that maybe we can find a way that everybody can do our best and make some extra money. I'm just saying. All right, that's it. I'm out of here. I'll talk to you all either tomorrow or I'll see you on Monday. Either way, I'll talk to you all later. And just in case, have a good weekend.